Hey there, you guys. Welcome back. It's fall around here. I don't know where time went, but the summer went by really quick, and I'm a little sad at that because we had a really I'm gonna say cool summer. We had about a week that was just unbearably hot, but for the remainder of the time, the temperatures were really cool at night. And that meant that a lot of my tropical plants, as you know, that come outside into my garden, really didn't grow very well this year, because you really need to have the temperature around 20 degrees Celsius at night, maybe 18 degrees Celsius at night, to really get the plants to grow really well. And unfortunately, the majority of the time it went down to maybe 14 degrees Celsius, which is I think that's in the 60s. Yeah, it is in the 60s, because 20 degrees, 21 degrees is about 72 Fahrenheit. So that just stunted a lot of growth of say, my bananas and the big elephant ear, the Thailand giant with the huge leaves. So I really wish that the summer season was a little bit longer. But unfortunately, I can't do that in my climate. In Canada, we get winter, and nothing we can do about it. I could build a big dome over my home, but that would be a little expensive. And my neighbors would not like it because all the snow would fall off onto their property and they would have a lot more. Anyway, I like the winter. But anyway, I didn't bring you in here to rant. I wanted to share with you my new purchase. It's a bunch of fall bulbs. So I wanted to show you what I bought, because it's very exciting. Get to plant these things in the fall to see the rejuvenation in the spring, all of the new life. So I like to see this stuff early in the spring. So in the fall is one of the best times to plant these things, because they want to put out the roots in the fall. Right about now, it's October. They'll use this warm-ish temperature and put out some roots and establish themselves, so that next spring they will put forth flowers. So I just want to show you what I got. Here is what is that called? It's a painted arum. Really nice, in the calla lily family. Has a nice, I'm going to say, mottled variegated leaf. Looks really cool. Can't wait to grow this. I got a variety of crocuses, actually not too many. Two varieties of crocuses. I got orange, monarch, and tricolor. I thought that the orange and the blue and orange would look nice together, so I'm going to plant these in the same place. Sounds like the neighbors are having a good time. And I got some tulips. These are botanical tulips, which are species tulips. They're not big and bold like the beautiful peony tulips, or the parrot tulips, or some of the really interesting ones. I like these ones, the species tulips, because they naturalize. Whereas some types of the specialty tulips, the hybrid tulips, you plant them you plant them now for them to come out in the spring. The spring after you plant them, they look beautiful, absolutely stunning. But then as time goes on, they kind of just taper off. They lose their vigor in the flowers. The next year you get less flowers, and usually the leaves aren't as nice. The next year they don't look, if they even come up, they're yucky, for a lack of better words. There is practice to go along with growing bulbs. It's best to dig them up every summer after the leaves had died off, and then replant them in the fall with some more fertilizer and stuff like that. But most people don't have the time or patience to go about doing that. So these naturalizing varieties are the way to go. Absolutely beautiful. And these ones close up each night. The flowers will open in the morning and then close up in the evening. And I also got this really fun one. It's called pink buttercups. It's a type of oxalis. And I think I'm going to plant this one in the spring. This one is hardy, just hardy to my zone, so I don't want to stress it out this fall by planting it in the ground. I'll plant it in the springtime and enjoy the blooms next summer. So let's go ahead and we'll plant one of these bulbs. I'm not going to plant everything because you've got better things to do than to watch me do the same thing over and over again, but I'll show you my techniques in planting bulbs. Come along. Okay, so two things are really important. Well, I guess one thing is the most important. Is make sure that you read the label on here on how to plant them, how to plant things. There's a general rule of thumb with most bulbs, like tulips and daffodils are between 6 and 8 inches deep. Crocuses are between 2 and 4 inches deep. It's best to follow the instructions, and also it's also best to add some bone and blood meal. If you have a problem with rodents digging your stuff up, squirrels and chipmunks and whatnot, sprinkle this stuff around with force. Just throw it everywhere, and this should deter them. It doesn't always work, so if you use other methods, that's fantastic. But this is a decent deterrent. Also, when you're finished planting, it's good to go around and tamp it down with your feet, just to make sure that it's nice and solid again, because these little rodents really like to dig in areas that we've loosened up. It's easier for them to get to stuff, so they're kind of smart. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, a hole. So I'm going to plant these painted arms into this spot here. Thought it would look nice at the end of my driveway, so I'm just going to clear some of the soil away. And it says here in the instructions that they need to be about 2 inches deep and about 8 centimeters apart. I usually plant them a little bit closer together than what the instructions say. I think I'm going to plant a couple of them on this side and then a couple of them just on the other side of my driveway, just so that it looks like they're supposed to be together. So here we go. I'm making a big mess here. I have to get the hose and clean it all out. So I've got a hole here about 2 inches deep. I'm going to be generous with the bone and blood meal. And I'll open this package up. And it said that there was 5 bulbs in here. See what they look like? Yep, there's 5 here, so I'm going to plant maybe 2 on this side and 3 on the other. They look quite nice. They got little white tips, looking good. So give them a little bit of space. Add my soil back to the hole. Tamp it down with my hands, and then cover it back up with mulch, because I have mulch in my garden. And then, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to sprinkle some more bone and blood meal on that spot. That should deter the rodents. Fingers crossed. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think that's silicone or something. Thought it was an animal dropping, and here I am touching it. Gross. Anyway, I will plant all my other bulbs with the same instruction. Reading the instructions on the package, each one could be different, and making sure to plant them upright. Seems silly, but yeah, it's a good plan. And if you don't know what side is up, it's best to plant them on their side. If you don't know that this is up, plant it this way and you're good. So anyway, happy growing, and let me know what you're planting as far as bulbs. Maybe you're in a climate that you can't really do the tulips and stuff, but every area has some beautiful bulb plants, like amaryllis. Maybe you grow amaryllis like crazy. I'd love to see them. Send me some photos, and in the spring I will do the same. I'll show you all of these coming up and looking beautiful. Anyway, happy growing, everyone.